views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you are watching Open BXRX. We've got another fantastic show lined up for you, so kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Here we go. Coming up on today's show, we'll give it to you. We'll learn the secrets to avoiding traffic tickets this holiday season. I know everybody wants to know about that. After that, we'll hear from a friend of the show as he debuts his latest book. Then we'll speak to a young, talented production group as they highlight their most recent project. Bobby C's here with the latest in the world of sports. And then finally, we'll learn about what inspired a young woman to start her own business during the pandemic. All of this and more headed your way. We're wide open. Here we go. Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you are watching Open, Channel 67. It's a live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Our first guest is a writer, a public speaker, a public advocate, and consultant on the subject of parking tickets. You're going to want to know more. Well, check it out. He's here today to speak about the ways that we can avoid major parking tickets, especially around this holiday season. As you go out and try to park and find those parking spaces, he has the information that you need. Welcome to the show, Louis Camporeale. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Louis, you know, a lot of people need your help around this time because, you know, sometimes you want to shop and you want to just park the car somewhere and run in, and when you run back out, you may have that ticket on your windshield.
That's never a good feeling when you're out, you want to celebrate the spirit of the holidays. You come back and you see a little orange envelope on your car windshield. It's very deflating, to say the least.
Yes. So you started an organization. Tell us about it. How did it all start?
It started rather simply and quite by accident. I was working as a legal researcher, and I discovered some traffic law that allowed motorists to park at a broken meter on a street with a missing sign. And in that moment, you know, I had an epiphany and the light bulb went off, and I said, this is stuff people need to know. And I created actually the Parking Pal placard that you use on broken meters and on streets with missing regulation signs. And it was an instant hit. Because the city was very derelict in keeping up the maintenance of regulation signs and parking meters. So this was a very handy item to have.
Do you think the pandemic increased or created a rise in the tickets that were issued this year or throughout the pandemic?
Certainly the pandemic has had an effect on everything. And you may recall that last year, street cleaning regulations were suspended for months on end. And that was truly a holiday for people who had to move their car 2 or 3 times a week. However, when you suspend street cleaning regulations, the city can't write tickets for people who violate those laws. So you now have a situation where everything is back into effect with some modifications, but the city now is looking to make up all that lost revenue over the course of the pandemic.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Additionally, the mayor had allowed restaurants to commandeer large sections of sidewalk and on-street parking to facilitate more guests to be served outside. And that has...
Well, you have the city bikes, and then you have the streets. Well, they have the street side restaurants now. You think they're going to keep that, or?
Being a New Yorker, you know, this is restaurant central. And I'm all for restaurants. My family has always been in the restaurant business. And I'm all for restaurants doing what they do, because what they do is magnificent. However, it's in neighborhoods where you have a large concentration of restaurants, it exacerbates a problem because now you have more tourists coming into the city. Additionally, you have a lot more vehicles on the road that were not here 2 years ago.
Yes.
So it's a perfect storm of conditions that make it just
More
a terrible
difficult to
situation.
park in our
Absolutely.
city. Yeah, I understand. So how can people, if they get the tickets, how do you help them get rid of the tickets?
Well, we provide a lot of information about how to deal with tickets, how to get what to look for in a summons that may result in a technical dismissal. And particularly for people in the Bronx, now the city issues in a normal situation, city issues close to about 11 million parking tickets.
Yeah.
Residents of the Bronx receive, and again, this is based on older numbers because we can't include the pandemic year because it just skews everything. But before the pandemic, the Bronx was receiving about anywhere between 15 to 20% of the tickets that were issued in the city. So that's a lot of tickets. And a good percentage of those, about 15%, are defective in some way. So if you know what to look for, if you read the book, you go through our little checklist of items, you can come up with a technical defect and ask the summons be dismissed on that basis.
Yeah, and a lot of people they come in town for the holidays. How can they find out who you are and what you do and how to get out of these situations? Because sometimes I don't even know, and they may come in and say, you know what, I'm from out of town. I may not have to pay that ticket.
Well, eventually the city will catch up with you, even in your home state. My recommendation is to take Metro North, New Jersey Transit, Long Island Railroad, or even the subway.
Leave the car home, huh?
Leave the car home. You got a good parking spot, why not? Tourists, and especially this time of year, they flock to the city. I think there's a lot of just pent up frustration. People want to get out. They want to enjoy themselves. And so who can blame them? But they have to be cautious. If you find yourself in a situation where you don't think you have a good spot, it's probably best to just put it in a lot and pay the premium for it, just to be on the safe side.
Sounds good to me. Now, wait a minute. Where can our viewers go to find out about your parking survival guide and to learn more about you?
If you get a parking ticket and you want to find out more about what to look for and how to find the book and our other products, we also do a calendar each year that lists all the street cleaning regulations. They can go to our website, nycparkingtickets.info, to get more information, and you can get street cleaning regulations as well as all the information you need to know about how to deal with parking tickets.
What's on the horizon? I heard that there was a book coming out.
There is a book coming out. It's in the process of being printed as we speak. The pandemic has had an effect on everything. So it was a little bit delayed in getting it right now, but it should be delivered in a couple of weeks. And they can get that at our website, nycparkingtickets.info.
That's great. Louis, we appreciate you. Thank you. And you got to come back and share more. This is
I
the
will.
season.
Once the book is out, I'll get you a copy, Bob, and we can go through it. It's a fascinating read. The people who've read it say it is not only informative, but it's funny and entertaining. Because really, how exciting is parking tickets? I find them exciting, but I need to keep everybody's attention, and it's a fun read.
Yes. Thank you so much for putting that out. Thank you for creating the awareness also.
My pleasure.
All right. Louis Camporeale, author, New York City Parking Survival Guide. We need you.
Here I am.
All right. We'll take a break. I've got more open coming up next right here.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at bronxnet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
Here we go again. Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and our next guest is an author of the children's book, I Am Dreaming of a Brown Christmas. I'll sing it. I'm dreaming of a brown Christmas. And he's here to share his thoughts on finally completing this book. He's been working on it for some time, and he's going to be talking about that and a whole lot more. So please welcome to the show, Vernon Gibbs II. Vernon, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, when we spoke a number of times, but there was a time that we spoke about you being a stay-at-home dad and everything working from that. Give us a quick synopsis about that little story.
Yeah, so I've been a stay-at-home dad for about 6 years this November. I decided to do that when my wife, when we were getting ready to have twins, and it just made sense for us financially. And just as a dad, to be home with the kids, it made a lot more sense. So since then, I've been doing a lot of writing as I've been home on my own blog, and then it kind of led me into the children's book sphere, where I'm now, on my second book with my cousin Steve.
Yeah, and you finally finished the book that we were talking about before.
Yes, I'm Dreaming of a Brown Christmas. It was a book that was part of a Kickstarter campaign over the summer, and we were able to get the funding. We were trying to raise money, about $8,500 to print 2,000 books, and we actually raised almost 11,000. So we were able to get them. Yeah, so we're really happy with that. And we were able to get the books in time for October. So people are just starting to get their Kickstarter books, and people are also buying it on Amazon and through our website. So it's been busy because it's a Christmas and seasonal book. And, that's when people are, after December 25th, people are not looking at anything Christmas related. So we're trying to let people know about it now so they can make it, a great stocking stuffer.
Wait a minute, you released it in October, or it's about to be released?
No, yeah, it was really so the paperback was released in October, and then we got all the Kickstarter people their books in the last few weeks. So now it's available online in a number of places. So people have been buying it, sharing it, giving it as gifts. It's been pretty amazing.
How does that feel for you, man?
I mean, to see a project that, Steve and I worked on, it started as just him kind of reimagining the song White Christmas, but kind of changing the lyrics around. Like instead of like every Christmas that I know, he said, in every brownstone lit window. So he was kind of just thinking about the remaking of the song. And we said, you know what? Maybe this could be, I said, big deal. This could be a book. I think the visuals would be amazing. Yeah. You can show a lot of people of color, but also a lot of diversity with the backgrounds and the shades of people. And to see it just come to fruition, and to see people buying it and loving it and just really embracing it, it's been amazing. It's been really filling my heart, and I just love seeing it.
That's good. Now, you made a few adjustments to the book, I hear.
Yeah. So some of the few things that we did was that some of the images that were in there, it was mostly Black and brown people, but I also felt like there were people in my life that, I have friends who are Caucasian, I have friends who are Asian. Yeah. And I know that we want to reflect that we wanted it to focus on the Black and brown faces that are in it, but also reflecting, my life, his life, and the diversity that we have in our own lives. So we made sure that it was, while it focuses on kind of from the Black experience, it has a lot of diversity and inclusion. That was something that we really wanted to make sure was in the song, was in the lyrics, where he says, I see Christmas as Black and white. Those are some of the Christmas as brown and white. Those are some of the lyrics of the song. And then the images have a lot of diversity. So we're very happy that we were able to have that in the book.
Excellent. There you go. Now, what do you hope that kids and families reading this book will take away from the book?
Just that, Christmas is about kind of all colors, that so many times we think about just the white Christmas and the snow and those kinds of things. But I think that there's a room to talk about brown and, the beauty of the brown color. So I think that something we hope is that one thing that we did with the book was we made it really beautiful. It's a hardcover book that we did through the Kickstarter, beautiful snowflakes on the cover. And we just want it to be a gift that can be kind of a gift that you give to other people, something that you want to put on your, coffee table during Christmas. People will pick it up and see it. The pictures are amazing. It's like a photorealism that Stephen did with this. And we just wanted to be something that people can read generation after generation and, kind of hopefully pass it down or, even better, buy more copies, but that's the hope, that people will just look at it as a gift and look at it as something that they can all be gathering around and reading it every Christmas.
How old are the twins now?
The twins are just turned 6 in September, and Justin. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
they're getting big and they're running stuff. So it's been a lot, but they're all in school and they've been doing well. So we're really happy with how things are going.
Maybe they'll turn out to be entrepreneurs also.
Hey, we'll see. There you go. I can retire early.
I know that's right. Are they reading your book, or did they? They
read the fruit book all the time. They're always picking up the Christmas book and reading it and going through it because they love the pictures. And I think that's Stephen really went above and beyond on this project. He took the lead on all the art on this, and it was just pretty amazing how it came out. So they love looking at it, and people have been seeing it saying, "Oh, this looks like the person I know," and that kind of thing. So I think the art that's in it really has a photorealism that people are really embracing.
Yeah. Are they bragging about you guys yet? Did they take the book? They take the book to say, "Hey, look what my dad put together."
They do like to do that, but you know what they want more? They want their cut. That's what they want. They want to know where does their money come from the books. My son was the inspiration for the fruit book, so he's like, "Dad, if I was the inspiration, then I should get my cut." I'm like, "Yeah, you get room and board. You get food, you get clothes on your back, so that counts." But he doesn't want that, so we're working out some side deals.
All right, beautiful. Well, at least they're thinking in the right direction.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're already thinking. Something else I wanted to mention was, since you're in the music world, Steve was able to put together a beautiful original song based on the book. So he kind of took I'm Dreaming of a Brown Christmas and made it into an original song that he composed. And it's out there as well. People can find it on Spotify and Pandora and different places. So he was able to do that. And it's an original composition based on the book. So it's not like a reimagining of the White Christmas song, completely original arrangement. He produced it, sang it, did all the stuff. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, great. Send us a copy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, where can we go to get the book?
If you want to go to get the hardcover book, you can find all the information about us at cuzzosmedia.com. That's CUZZOS media.com. That's where you can find links to the hardcover as well as the paperback that's on Amazon. So if you just go to Amazon, you'll find the paperback version. But if you go to our website, you'll be able to get the hardcover version with all the nice effects and everything like that.
Yeah, it seems like, Vernon, it seems like you guys are going to be working for a while as authors, and you got the kids involved too.
There you go.
Wide open. Hey, Dad, come on, let's go.
Yeah. So that's our hope. We have 2 books under our belt, and we're hoping that we can just keep churning out great content that people like. So we're really happy with what we've done. Our wives are, our kids are. So we're just going to try to keep that up.
That's great, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys.
Yes, same to you. Have a great one. Thank you for having me again.
There you go. He's an author, Vernon Gibbs II, and his partner's name is
Stephen Gray. That's my cousin. We're Cuzzos Media. We're cousins, so that's the name we came up with. We didn't take very long to come up with the name.
Hey, no problem. All right. Hey, come back again, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. We'll take a break right here. We've got more Open coming up next. Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Doc Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and we're live on Open. Yeah, Channel 67. We've got you covered like a blanket. Our next guests, young and talented, and their music production team. They were born and raised in the tri-state area. They're here with us today to promote some of their projects, and they're ready to release some nice stuff too. You want to check it out. Please welcome to the show the Kingsmen. Members Dre, Ron, and Zay. Hey.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Dr. Lee.
Well, welcome. So wait a minute. You guys have been on the radar, but off the radar. Tell us about what you've been doing and how you got it, how you put it all together.
Yeah, man, we've been working pretty diligently in the studio. I'm 1/3 of Kingsman. My name is Ron Thomas, aka Ron Penn, aka Ron.
Yeah.
Singer, songwriter, producer.
Yeah.
You want to introduce? Let's introduce each other. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Andre, also known as Dre. Also 1/3 of the Kingsman production team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm Zay.
Hold on. Go ahead.
So yeah, singer, songwriter, producer, engineer, man. We all add a different flavor to what we bring. And I think we've known each other and known of each other for quite some time. But it's kind of like, what's that cartoon we used to watch when we were a little bit younger? When our powers combined, it seemed like things started.
Voltron.
Yeah. So once we combined forces, things kind of took off. So I'm grateful for my brothers, man. I found some good people to build with.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, how did you guys come together? I'm always interested to find out how people came together to form a union or a group.
Zay and Dre, they were working first. They was working for a while before I came in. And me and Dre, we had mutual friends. I knew he did music, he knew I did music. And during the pandemic, I was like in a little depression. I was in a slump. And I didn't think I was going to do music again. And Dre he kept posting like music on social media. And I was like, how can I get out this slump?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, ding, music, that's what I love most. And Dre was just like, yo, my brother, I know you guys are quarantining, I'm quarantining. He was like, come to my crib, I got the setup, just wear your mask and we can work. And,
yeah.
We made
you weren't by yourself, man. A lot of people felt that way too. Man,
yeah.
I was just down and out. I need to do something. I'm trying to get
I was like in a bubble. I felt like I was stuck. Even though I was with the people I love, I just felt stuck. I just felt like stuck. And now we went to Dre crib, we knocked some magic out. And after that, it was history. It was pretty much history.
Yeah. That's how it comes together.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Zay.
You
your hand up in the air.
Yeah, so I mean, they worked it out. I remember Dre called me and said, yo, I'm gonna have this guy I know come through, do some stuff. Because we all have our own little home setups. About 4 or 5 hours later, he sent me a clip where we got an email. I saw something in the email. I happened to be awake. It's probably like midnight. I opened it up and heard it. I called him immediately. I said, "Oh no, this is the guy right here, man."
Yeah.
So after that, man, we linked up. The next record we did real quick. I came up there, and this is when all the George Floyd stuff was going on. So it was on our heart to do something to contribute to that and express our feelings. So we came up there. Dre had started a beat. And I walked in and they were working. I kind of sat in the corner for a minute. It's my first time meeting Ron. I started pulling some stuff up. And next thing I know, man, we finished this record called Riot. One night when we stopped working, we started working around 8, 9. We didn't finish. We stopped. It's like 6 a.m. in the morning. But that was really in our heart. And once we did that record, we knew like, man.
This was it. We was like,
this was it.
We belong together.
We're on something. Here we go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We definitely had a chemistry.
Put that out. Are you performing it anywhere now, or you're still waiting to get out there?
No, we actually we're not a group. We just wanted to
produce.
We was like, listen, in order for it to get out, we got to put it out. We can't just have it sitting in the computer. So let's just put it out, see what the people think, and then hopefully they'll be like, yo, who's that? Who's that? And we'd be like, that's us. You can have it.
Word.
Just to add context to what he was saying, I mean, when Zay and I started, we thought to ourselves, like, we can't just be beat makers and producers. I think anybody nowadays can put a machine together and make beats. We had to separate ourselves by creating context to the music that we were creating by, you know, vocals and words and stuff like that. So we decided, hey, like, why don't we create a team? We both can lay vocals down, but we knew Ron had a special ability that I think was a blessing for us and anybody that hears his voice, and it was stuck like that. So, you know, we just felt we had to separate ourselves from anybody else as far
Ron
as
has skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I
The
mean,
whole group has skills.
yeah, we all have skills, man. I think we make each other better. And like we went to a church service a couple weeks ago. It stuck with me, and the pastor was saying that like 85% of people in this world don't know their purpose. But I think I think we are part of the 15 because I think music is our purpose. Absolutely. I think we're, you know, God put this talent on us to give to the world, man, and slowly but surely we're getting there. We're excited. We're ecstatic about what we're putting out.
So, fellas, should we have Ron spit something?
Give him some vocalies, Ron.
He said, wait a minute, hold on. I thought we were just zooming for a second here. Hold on. Yeah, Ron.
Oh, I don't write. I sing.
Spit the lyrics.
All right. Oh, so long for this night, I pray that a star would guide you my way to share with me this special day. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love. That's something like, you know, that was on the spot. You know?
Yeah. Here we go. Let's sign you guys.
I'm not as good as you earlier, man.
I got it in the pad.
Put the pen to the paper. Here we go. Good. So what's next for you guys? You know, you're moving around. You're doing a number of things. Tell us what's next. What do you want us? Where do you see yourself going with this?
All right. Well, we as far as where do we see ourselves, we definitely want to be a successful production team. We want to be able to come in this industry a little different. This industry is known to be very scarce, wicked. I mean, people don't want to be a part of the music industry, but we want to set a different standard. When we work with people, we want people to understand the feeling that we create when we're together. We want people to feel that same way. And so we just have creating a project now called Produced By. We're going to have different artists that we've been working with that we trust and we are confident in their sound. And they've been willing to be produced by Kingsman. So that's a project we're actually going to release either the end of this month or the beginning top of the year. That's just one of the things that we are starting up. But we also have an artist from California named Selena, great artist, vocalist, and she's about to come up with her album. And, you know, we're just proud to be a part of that. So that's just another thing that we've been doing. And Zay can also add to that how many things that we're doing.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to Ray DaCosta, Bullion Entertainment, who manages us, who connected us with Selena. It's been on America's Got Talent.
Shout out to Henri and Sandra. Appreciate you guys.
But just kind of real quick to piggyback off of what Dre said, the name Kingsman is really unique. It came from really us knowing each other as children, but to simplify it, when you think of kings, you should think of people with character and integrity. And so that's something that we want to bring to the industry and just shake things up. And the way things are done with masters and royalties and percentage, we want people to know when they work with Kingsman, it's a different ball game. You're going to look at them and be like, how? You see what I'm saying? And more importantly, when they leave our presence, they feel better, they feel encouraged, they feel life, you know what I'm saying? Not just from the music, but just feel better. So we're looking forward, working with a lot of local talent, some other things coming up, but yeah, man, look out for Produced By. That'll be dropping end of the year, top of next year, man.
And then my solo project is following that.
Oh man.
Circle back.
There you go.
Circle back.
Back to back.
We are not playing. We not sitting on music. We letting it go. We letting the sauce go.
And we also have
if your mic sounds nice.
Yeah, right.
Right. We just also have 2 projects out right now on all your streaming platforms.
Kingsman
1 and 2.
Collection 1 and
Collection 1 and 2. You can check that out. That's something that we have out now.
And we have a Christmas album too, a Christmas EP.
Yes.
That you can get on all platforms. It's, what is it?
Christmas with Kingsman.
Christmas with Kingsman.
Yeah.
So
now all of this information is on your website, right?
Yeah, if you follow us on our
Instagram.
IG page, it's all there. IG is at Kingsman MG, and then our personal pages you can find from there. I'm at Zaya _ KMG. And all that information is on IG. You know, social media is the big thing now, so we're definitely on IG. Yeah, on social media.
Beautiful. And Sandra just posted up. She just said, "Make sure they mention their Christmas song." It just popped.
Yeah.
I got you, Sandra. They did it. All right, the Kingsmen, Ron, Dre, and Zay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much, man.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate you.
All right.
Okay,
Have a
we're
great
going to take a break, but then we'll come back with Bobby C. He has the latest in the world of sports.
Yes, sir.
When taking public transportation, don't touch your phone. Carry hand sanitizer and use it immediately upon leaving the bus or train. Avoid touching your face. If someone is coughing or sneezing, move away. Wash your hands with soap and water as soon as possible. Limit contact with poles. If possible, avoid rush hour. Don't eat or drink on public transportation. Keep your bag off the floor or other surfaces. Avoid directly touching turnstiles. Stay up to date with the latest from your local health department and CDC.
It's an absolute honor to welcome Pro Football Hall of Famer Ken Houston to the show this morning. Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Good morning. Very well. Thank you. Good to see you guys.
So great to see you. I mean, you are the ultimate NFL safety. You retired from pro football in 1980, and man, oh man, the young ones out there, they really should head on over to YouTube to watch your career highlights. You had such an incredible career. I thought it would be a good place to start in terms of like giving those at home that may never have gotten a chance to see you kind of like an educational backgrounder on your professional career. 2-time first team All-Pro, 10-time second team, 12-time Pro Bowler, NFL 75th anniversary all-time team, NFL 100th anniversary all-time team, first team NFL 1970s all-decade team, of course, in the Titans/Oilers Ring of Honor, 70 greatest Redskins of all time, Washington Redskins Ring of Fame, NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame. And if that's not enough, you've also had some career post your playing career as a coach, and even has spent plenty of time as a counselor, helping others. And actually, one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was you helping others in another capacity. Are you as proud of all of these accomplishments that you've garnered off the gridiron as those that you were able to do on the football field?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and the thing about it, you know, once you've been a player, at least the way I feel about it, it's like they're not even talking about me. It's like it's someone else, because I never got really involved in it. I was going to work every day, did it for 12 years, and those accolades came afterwards. And it's happened now. I'm happy now to stay with my son and my daughter. And we talk about those things. And every now and then I will allow myself to go in and say, you know, that really happened, because I'm still busy watching football. And I see these tremendous athletes, you know, those records are there just there for a short period of time. But football is at a great place right now.
No, absolutely. I mean, maybe a great place everywhere but New York. Our Giants and Jets have kind of scuffled a bit this year. But,
the injuries. I love watching the Giants and the Jets, you know, because we played New York when I was there, the Giants and the Jets. And it's good to see you got the star running back, who I think is probably the best in the league when he's healthy. And I was not surprised, but I was, I guess, elated to see the Jets in the game the other night. And they really do look good, you know.
I would say both of our New York teams are developing and trying to progress back towards being contenders. And I thought it was interesting, too, when looking back at your NFL career. I mean, you really hit the ground running and you never looked back. You became a starter by the third game of your rookie season. And coincidentally, 2 weeks later, you had 2 scores against those same Jets. Was there ever any doubt in your mind about becoming an all-time great football player?
I had down in my 12th year, as long as I played, because I was an offensive center and a middle linebacker in college. And they moved me to safety when I got to pro ball. We had a safety by the name of Bobby Jancic, who was injured, and they put me in the game. And well, I think it was against Kansas City, and I had a long run. As a matter of fact, I ran out of bounds. I just got tired on the interception. And so every day after that was a learning experience. So I never really learned the position. But, you know, it worked out. And I guess that's why I never got involved in myself, because I didn't have those expectations.
You know, Ken, I wanted to ask you as well about, you know, really about what Texas means to you. You grew up as a star there in high school, and of course, you know, really transitioned to having this amazing pro career. And what does Texas mean to you?
Well, like they say in Texas, Texan born, Texan bred, Texan gone, Texan dead. Okay, you heard it, right? But Texas is the only place that I knew. And it wasn't so much about Texas, it was about the parenting of the Texans. And we grew up in a household where, you know, we had mom and dad. Dad was a dry cleaner, mom was a housewife. They were both committed to raising the best kids that they could raise. And we were raised in the church. And I remember, you know, when I tell people like this, they look at me and say, wow, I don't remember my mother ever going to a professional football game. She wouldn't watch it on TV. And it's not that she didn't want to, the only thing she was concerned about was her baby not getting hurt. And so my approach to the game was totally different, because I was playing, it was a job. I was playing because I wanted to, I guess in a roundabout way, wanted to please them. And I had a sister and a brother. My brother and I still talked about it. We had the whole deal, the whole life has been a blessing, because maybe we didn't have money, but we didn't know it. We had everything else. We had love. We had all those things. And so my outlook on football, that's why I say sometimes it looked like somebody else totally played that. That was somebody else's career, it wasn't mine. Because I never got into the fact that I was a football player. I look at it now, I'm very appreciative to be on the program, to even tell people like that. But what I did was, I was the number 5 offensive center at Prairie View, offensive center. And I was getting released from the team, and because I wasn't the guy per se, and I was walking to the huddle, I'd been sent home, walking to the huddle, crying, and this defensive secondary coach who had recruited me, he said, son, you can play on my side ball. And all centers played middle linebacker. And so I was a rover middle linebacker until pro ball. I got drafted by the Houston Oilers as a safety.
Ken, you end up in the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrined in 1986, and I'm sure that great career went by very fast, even as great as it was. What has it been like to be part of that elite fraternity, and now to get an opportunity to mingle with some of those former Hall of Famers and keep those relationships going in different capacities, and also get a chance to help people at the same time?
Well, the most important thing to me was, I'm happy that I went in on the first ballot, because that waiting, I see guys now, can be excruciating. I mean, the pain of not being in the Hall of Fame, and you think you should be in there. And I'm not saying they should or shouldn't, but every player has to feel like that. And my introduction to the Hall of Fame was, I really appreciated the older guys, the Marion Milers, the Night Train Lanes, the Bobby Lanes, all those people. I got a chance to actually be with those people. And so now when people talk about the history of the game, and they may say something that's just a little bit different, I can say, you know what, I didn't hear it like that. Or he told me that it wasn't like that. I don't have to guess at it. And so the thing about you should always be grateful. Not that you were good enough, that you were chosen to be in the Hall of Fame. And so my deal now is that, I look at how guys now, they're, and rightly so, well, he's a Hall of Famer, or he's a Hall of Famer. Everybody can't be Hall of Famer. There are some great players who will never make the Hall, okay? Because of the sheer numbers, and they've done things now to get those numbers up. But it doesn't mean you're a great player because you're not in the Hall of Fame, but when you're in the Hall of Fame, you ought to be thankful, because there's so many other people could have been in your spot.
Well, Ken, I think it's impressive too that you've dedicated not just your professional playing career to greatness, but to being a Hall of Famer off the gridiron, as we said earlier, and really dedicating your life towards trying to help people, whether it's young people or the communities, and that's really what being a Hall of Famer in life is all about.
Absolutely. If you can take the me out of it, I look at my parents; they took the me out of it. I look at their parents who took the me out of it. Their term was what had been put under their watch in their midst. And they were committed to getting us to be the best citizens or the best Christians that we could be. And I've never been able to separate from that. Never been able to separate. And I maybe I'm out of place when I say this, but it was God who saved me from this cancer. And that sounds like it's far-fetched that you can go with something. But I feel like I was in his presence, and I had the opportunity to be recommitted and reunited with my body so that I can be on this morning and say, you know what, this is what got me here, because it's never been about me.
That was part one of our interview with Pro Football Hall of Famer Ken Houston. Tune in next Monday for part two.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
When taking public transportation, don't touch your phone. Carry hand sanitizer and use it immediately upon leaving the bus or train. Avoid touching your face. If someone is coughing or sneezing, move away. Wash your hands with soap and water as soon as possible. Limit contact with poles. If possible, avoid rush hour. Don't eat or drink on public transportation. Keep your bag off the floor or other surfaces. Avoid directly touching turnstiles. Stay up to date with the latest from your local health department and CDC.
Here we go. Welcome back, everybody, of the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open. We've got you covered. Our next guest is the founder and president of Big Biv's Foundation. She joins us today to speak about what motivated her to start her own business in the middle of the pandemic and to highlight some of the services that they are providing in her community. So please welcome to the show, Vivian Spady. Welcome, Viv.
Thank you, Dr. Bob Lee. How are you today?
All right. What motivated you to start this foundation?
For the love of my community. I live in a community where I have fun. My grandfather started when they were younger and I watched them. And today I am the founder of Big Biv's Foundation.
How'd you come up with the name?
It was a nickname I had when I was little. And more or less, I always did things like to help the community and stuff like that. I've always did this type of thing after watching my grandfather them. And we just came up with the name.
What are some of the things that got in your way or some of the things that was surprising to you in starting this foundation?
To me, there was a lot of different people doing the same thing. So they weren't really there helping me, but I just kept striving and striving, learning and learning, networking to where I ended up today. And I went outside my community and met different people. And I always volunteered. I volunteered everywhere, from the legislators to the mayor to everyone. I volunteered just to get Big Biv's name out there. And now it's internationally known. It's crazy. It's more than what I expected.
Yeah.
And I just like helping my community, family, and friends. I just like giving back to the community when I find the need.
Beautiful. What are some of the services that your foundation offers?
We offer all year round. We offer, like, I help homeless people. I help the people in low-income families. I do my two biggest things are my Thanksgiving drive and my toy drive. Those are the two that I started with. Then I ended up adding on clothing for people in need during the fires, people that need food. I have different places. I have a whole lot of different sponsors who make Big Biv what it is today.
Shout out those sponsors. Give them a big shout out.
Shout out to, shout out to my children first, because they're always there on board. All my daughters are there on board, and my grandchildren. I have West Cop and New Rochelle helps out. United Community Services, Miss Jackie. Sheree Tefla in Bedford, Mr. Gary Cohen. I have my cousin Aaron Williams, the Remington Boys Club. It's a lot. City of New Rochelle, Shelley Mayer, George Lattimore. Those are the politicians, especially Mr. Damon Mayer. Those are a few of my big sponsors, and Congressman Jamal Bowman. Shout out to all of those.
And Phyllis Sheldon.
And Miss Shelton and the Spady family. Definitely Miss Shelton, I work with her all the time. Miss Phyllis is the bomb. Let's just say that.
Yeah. I heard that you were going to be somewhere, like in a library, doing a toy drive. Talk about it.
Yes, I'm going to be in New Rochelle Library December 18th from 12:30 to 4:30 for Big Viv's Toy Drive. I always hold it in the library, thanks to Mr. Thomas Gerafino. I think I said it right. And you know, all my sponsors that come, people come. I have pictures. I always keep pictures, so you know, everybody would know, you know, where I'm at and what I do and how I do it. I finally just made. Well, I used to do it on my own, just go and get sponsors and stuff like this. So where finally I'm now 501c3. So I'm happy about that. I made it to where I need to be.
Beautiful. Are you looking for people to donate toys or help you out or volunteer?
Yes. Anyone can. Listen. I like kids. I like to start them young. Kids, and I also take adults, but I like kids who can come volunteer to see. You know, to see what you're growing up in the world to, like, you know, I think you should give back regardless to what status you're in. I think it's a good thing to give back. So I started my grandkids early. They have been volunteering since they're about 4 or 5, and I have 10 of them.
There you go. All right, good. So that date again is where you're going to meet at the library. That date again is what, the 18th?
December 18th from 12:30 to 4:30.
There you go. Now, a lot of people are looking to start foundations or help others. What would you advise? Because you started out volunteering and you still do it.
Yes.
What would you tell people?
I would advise you to start volunteering places that you decide what your charity would be, or you can just volunteer, and you'll get to know people. And you can always a lot of people help me. Miss Margaret Bradbury, my friend Sharon, Aunt Diane. All the people, my friend Shireen, like, you know, they inspired me and helped me where I'm at now. But we all volunteer. I volunteer everywhere, and I tell the kids, whatever you want to do, just volunteer. Your name will get out there once you start volunteering, and people will come to you.
Yeah. Do you have a website or social media that people can follow?
They can follow. I have a lot of. It's called BigVivFoundation.org. That's my website. Vivian Spady on Facebook.
We'll go to BigVivsFoundation.org.
Okay. And
right there, right?
Yeah, everything's on there. Everything you need to know is on there. And I shout out to the kids at Iona for fixing my webpage to where it is now.
There you go. Vivian Spady, founder and president, BigVivsFoundation.org. Thank you so much, Viv.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. That about does it for us right here at BronxNet. We want to thank all of our producers and everybody for putting this all together, and thank our guests for tuning in, and you for tuning in and checking it all out. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. Of the Dr. Bob Lee. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. And I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. Love you all. Peace.